God planted a seed in me, and it wasn't long before I realised I was pregnant. I knew something was coming. I wasn't quite sure what it was. Was it going to be a girl? Or was it going to be a boy? Was it going to be an other? Was it going to be twins or triplets? But I knew who the father was. And I figured I could trust him. At the first ultrasound examination, there was something small that was very difficult to work out what it was. And the person doing the ultrasound said, I think there's a small Christian camp ministry in there. And I said, oh no, it can't be that. It can't be that. That sounds like too much fun. And at the time I thought I needed more in the way of penance. But after a few ultrasounds, it became clear that a Christian camp ministry was what was sitting in my belly. Small coincidences occur. I like to think of them as miracles, but you can make up your own mind. Things came together. The most important thing that came together were people who wanted to share that vision. And then, of course, a place to run a camp, Kalula Farm, was there. We had to find a herd of horses, all the tack. And I gave birth to a mission of mountain trails. A mission which is not just a place, but a function. And Mountain Trails took its first breath in July 1988. For those of you who have had children, you will understand labour is not a pleasant experience. And you're saying, how do you think I know? Or how do I know what I think? Yeah. But labour was nothing compared to raising a child, is it? Yeah, I'm getting a few nods. And we already had 5 children. And now this other one turns up. Mountain Trails was born. We loved it dearly. But Mountain Trails was often a problem child. At times it was quite dysfunctional. My other kids will tell you all about that. But if it's a kid, belongs to you, you're responsible. But that meant that the whole family shared the stresses and strain of 36 years since that camp. And I thank them for their patience, for their long suffering, for their support and appreciation. You're all beautiful. And I should say I'm sorry for the mistakes I've made, but I did hear someone say once that if you're not making mistakes, you're not making very much. I think I've learned a few things. We've had so many kids over so many generations. There are so many stories, but I'm not going to tell stories too much today. Maybe there'll be a book coming at some stage. 5 years after we started, we thought we were finished. We'd run camps like gypsies, and finally Kalula Farm threw us out, and we thought, well, that might be the end of it. But then someone told us about a place called Doctor's Flat. and that all worked out. Our baby grew from 130 acres to something like 10,000 acres. That's massive weight gain. And then a whole lot of other little coincidences, or miracles if you like, occurred. And we found ourselves here, and we were absolutely gobsmacked with the potential of this place. And I anyway am still absolutely smacked over the potential of this place. But Pete will tell you, we quickly worked out that potential was spelt W-O-R-K and M-O-N-E-Y. In those years, we had some, shall we say, some near-death experiences. But that might have to wait for the book as well. So here we are at the end of Ruth and Gary's chapter in the book of Mountain Trails. As many of you know, we have developed some health problems as well as old age. And I speak for myself. I don't think I've been doing an adequate job in recent months because of that. Certainly not the adequate job that Mountain Trails needs. I knew I had to be healed or hand over this baby. And guess what? I haven't been healed so far. Maybe that'll happen after it. We know our time is coming to an end. We still have the passion for what Mountain Trails does. We just don't have the energy. And we just find it more difficult to be motivated. We still will continue to support as we have capacity, but not as leaders. We feel like the retiring mum and dad of Mountain Trails. I believe this problem child, this mission will live on, but that will depend on Big Daddy and those who are called, who will put their hand up to continue what we've started. I believe the next step is to pass Mountain Trails on. And I feel like it's a bit like an arranged marriage. We're looking for people who will love and care for it and use what we have to continue telling people the message of Jesus, the peace it can bring, the purpose and power it gives.